We're going to shift gears now and talk about a topic of vital importance to the entire planet, water. Our next guest built one data firm, which he sold after 3 years to a little tech company called Microsoft, and today he's the CEO and co-founder of a company called TaKaDu. Please welcome to the stage, Amir Peleg. Amir, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I feel like there's a wall between us somehow. I don't know what it is. So Amir, you're a serial entrepreneur. You started a company, you sold it. I assume there were a few shekels involved when Microsoft buys from you, and just 6 months later you start another company. I know they don't golf in Israel. Why not take a little time off and chill?
Well, you know, it's a little bit of my personality of being an entrepreneur, being an Israeli, the need to change things. And also, it's also about you want to spot something and make a global change. And what we do today in water is something like that. So it's about entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is really about a disease. It's not a profession. You can get rid of it.
So instead you decide to undertake one of the world's biggest challenges, water.
Yes.
All right, you're a graduate of the IDF's most elite technology unit, TaKaDu.
Right.
What role did TaKaDu play in your path?
Oh, it's a big question, but TaKaDu is really a program that strives for excellence. It pushes you to the limit. Another thing about TaKaDu, you know, like a common thread, is to learn how to communicate, how to partner with others so that you come up with a very creative solutions. And most importantly is in a way, never to say no to any problem. Nothing is too difficult. There is a challenge, let's face it.
By the way, tell our barber I said hello. All right, how did you get the idea to build a company focused on water?
You know, when you grow up in Israel and you have water scarcity and you have droughts every now and then, and for the last 50 years we're suffering from water. And if you have an icon like Netafim with the drip irrigation that really changed the whole world of agriculture. So after selling the previous company...
Oh, some Netafim,
yeah,
apparently.
So after selling the previous company and you're exposed to the big problem of the water sector and the lack of efficiency, and more so is the lack of innovation in the water sector. There is very little innovation in the water sector. Very few entrepreneurs moved into the water sector. So, you know, I took that risk and I jumped into this literally wet world, and there is a fine line between stupidity and being brave and doing something right, and today, 5 years later, apparently we're doing something right.
Actually, Israel is the first weather-independent country in the world that's actually beaten drought, and the Prime Minister is flying from the policy conference to California to sign an agreement with the governor for joint cooperation for Israel to help California with their water. Do you think TaKaDu will be part of the solution?
Well, don't take me into politics, but we certainly hope to be there.
All right. So, Lauren, why don't we put Amir's laptop up here on the screen? And Amir, what does TaKaDu actually do?
So before we will explain what we see on the screen, and that's live, that we are connected to the internet, what TaKaDu does is relatively very simple. It's just like, you know, in the banking or in the IT sector, that, you know, the bank and Visa is following your transactions and looking for anomalies, looking for something abnormal so that they will alert you, hey, someone is just bought a Ferrari in the Bahamas. Is that your credit card? He's doing it.
That would be my son, actually.
But so what we do is we actually get data, get raw data that is being measured by different instruments, meters, and sensors at the utility level, at the water agency. Things like flow and pressure and water quality and more things like that.
But you're not actually, you're not a hardware solution. You're using their existing equipment. There's no new equipment. You're a software solution.
That is correct. We're just a software play. We get the data, but we transform that data into knowledge. Here is a leak. Here is a water quality problem. And we'll tell them where it is and when it started and how big it is. So we do this by data analytics, by the pure power of cloud computing and the big data buzzwords. And we help them locate problems early, in real time. And everything is done over, you know, web services by Amazon, actually.
Oh, your servers are in this country?
Correct.
Unbelievable. All right, tell us what we're seeing here on the screens.
So what we see on the screen is...
This is live TaKaDu data?
This is live TaKaDu data. This is live. This is Melbourne, Australia. The time now is, you can see on the right-hand side, 3 a.m. in the morning. And what we can actually see is that TaKaDu system just alerted the water utility of Melbourne, Yarra Valley Water, that they have a leak. Actually, it's a small leak, started yesterday at around noontime. and it's now being progressed, and we show them on the map on the right-hand side.
Show me that graph again. Can you drill down to that section on that graph? So what you're showing me is there's two lines there. There's a green and a blue. Tell me what that's about.
So the green is that outcome of our technology. That is what we say, that is what is expected.
calculated
That's
what
the
they should
normal
be. Got it.
behavior of that neighborhood called Melgrave in Melbourne. And when we spot that anomaly, that blue line, that is the real-time water flow into the neighborhood, we've alerted them in real time. So they got either an email or a text message or an SMS, and they have it on their portal, and everything is being measured. So now we can say that until 3 a.m. in the morning, it's almost 1/3 of megaliters of water that's being lost in that leak.
So we're sitting here in a hall in Washington, D.C. We're looking live. They're asleep in Australia. We're looking live at a leak in the neighborhood. These people in the neighborhood don't even know they have a water leak, but we know it sitting here at the policy conference.
Correct.
Amazing.
And that, because this is all cloud computing, that can be done anywhere.
I'll bet you if this resolution on this map was better, there's a really ticked-off, soaking wet koala bear in there somewhere. So how much fresh water is lost in the world to leaks and bursts?
Oof, that's what actually triggered my interest. It's about 25 to 30% of the water in the world are lost through leaks and bursts.
So when I write my check for my water bill every month, 25 to 30% of the check I'm writing is to pay for water that was cleaned and went into the ground.
Hey, someone has to finance that, right?
You should see my water bill. I think it's me. And so you're helping any city in a town in America could actually use TaKaDu and save some of that 25 to 30%.
That is correct. You know, it's an amazing fact that in the US you're losing 7 billion gallons of water every day through leaks and bursts.
7 billion a day.
7 billion gallons of water every day.
And that's water that chemicals and energy were used to clean. In preparing for this program, I read that in California alone, 19% of energy usage is just transporting and handling water.
That is correct. And I will add to that the water sector is the #1 energy consumer in the world.
So you save water and energy through TaKaDu.
We save water, we save energy, and at the end of the day, we improve the service.
So show us another city.
So I'll just go to
I'm
the
sick
next.
of the Australians.
Okay, so that's Jerusalem to all of us. And that's live. It's
We're
now
looking at live data from the Jerusalem water system.
Yeah, from the Gihon, that's the water utility, water agency of Jerusalem, and there are several events that the system alerted, and if I'll just pick one of them and I'll click. So what we see now is that's a water quality problem in a neighborhood called Ramat Shlomo in Jerusalem, and we see that the system picked up that the level of turbidity, that's a little bit dirt in the water, started to raise. It's still not at the threshold level, but we want to alert to them, go and fix it, and make sure that the water are adequate quality.
So not only are you tracking leaks and bursts, but because you're looking at their sensors on chlorine or dirt or whatever, you're able to actually monitor the quality of water anywhere in your own.
That is correct. We are basically monitoring all the different aspects of water, whether it's leaks and bursts, assets, if they have any problems with their meters, and also water quality.
And where else in the world is TaKaDu in use? We've got Australia and Israel.
We have from Australia through Israel, throughout Europe, and even Brazil and Chile in Latin America.
And America anytime soon?
Hopefully.
All right.
Not yet.
Amir, I think it's safe to say you're the world's most high-tech plumber, but I have to ask, when you get a leak at home, what do?
Oh boy, you put me on the spot. Well, I probably do whatever any good Jewish man does. I call a plumber.
Ladies and gentlemen, another inspiring example of Israeli ingenuity helping the world. Thank you, Amir Peleg and TaKaDu.
Thank you.